Bum 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 ba-dum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Bum ba-dum bum. Do 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 Roll out the fallout. Ah, the human lag. Are you still lagging? Oh, too bad. How is most of the systems? Kind of optimum. They should be working. Working? Working? Working. Did I accidentally posted in the wrong place? Ooh. Bum 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 ba-dum bum 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 ba-da ba ba ba-da ba bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-da ba ba ba-da ba ba ba-da ba bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-da bum ba ba ba-da ba-da ba ba-da ba ba bum 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 ba-dum ba 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 ba-da ba 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 ba-da ba 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 bum 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 ba-da bum bum. Last time I talked about Fact Fiend, and to be honest, I haven't like watched Fact Fiend for a very long time. I don't know why YouTube algorithm is kind of trying to bury them. Ooh, I feel so sad.
So Faraway Lucas and lovely audience at home, same question. What is the most no-life thing you have seen someone do in a video game?
Is it just people grinding for Counter-Strike Go Gun knife skins?
Didn't one of the people who did that on Twitch run a gambling website or something?
Oh, there's a bunch of weird stuff going on with the gambling there.
Yeah, well, speaking of crime, let's talk about smuggling in video games. It'll probably come as no surprise to the people watching this who play video games that there are people out there who want to win so much they are willing to drop cold hard cash to power level the shit out of the character they're playing as so they can cut through lower level players like a lightsaber through a stormtrooper shaft.
Yeah, the one that really gets me is when people pay for bots to go on their accounts and whatever, or for high level players to go and play on their accounts and stuff. It's wild.
Or buying gold or end game items, or account swapping so it looks like they played the game for a long time, or have done something impressive to unlock a unique skin or custom item. But this behaviour came to the attention of non-gamers in 2001 when an economist called Edward Castronova took a trip to NORAD.
NORAD quickly developed from infancy.
For anyone unfamiliar with NORAD, it's the place where the game EverQuest takes place. To avoid sitting on my balls, as it were, we're going to talk about EverQuest in as broader terms as possible, because I don't know too much about EverQuest, save for the fact that it is very important to video gaming history, but it's just not something I've ever played.
Yeah, I'm very similar. I've never touched EverQuest. I'm not the biggest person in terms of multiplayer online gaming in the general.
I didn't have a PC till I was 17.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Is I really got into Destiny and Destiny 2, but that's kind of the only real online game I ever committed to.
Yeah, that's it. It completely skipped me by. Unfortunately, we're not talking too much about EverQuest specifically. We are talking about, though, when one guy, the aforementioned Edward Castronova, took a trip there as a tourist in 2001, and something he noticed in that world piqued his economist brain. Specifically, the almost comical levels of quality between high-level players and low-level players, to such an extent that it made pre-revolutionary France look tame in comparison. And if you think about it, King Louis XIV was just wearing endgame gear, right?
But how do these poshos afford all that stuff, I hear you ask? Well, by taking money from poor taxpayers, like our friend here, and then borrowing even more money from other countries, which means that by 1789, France is riddled with debt, and most French people are penniless and hungrier than an alligator on the moon.
Yeah, basically.
So
right?
when you see the king on the throne, he's wearing the crown, he's got the big fucking cape, it's that's some endgame gear right there, innit? Dude's won.
That's the thing, is a lot of people play video games as a form of escapism, and imagine
Wow, that's a
escapism
lot.
is just being reminded
This
that you
is spam,
can't even
dude.
be poor and you can't even be rich in a video game.
It's one of the reasons why MMORPGs put me off of
Imagine
I said, video
ban my
games are
name.
escapism. I don't need to.
So nobody can say,
after my
"Hey,
job,
I'll
go to
ask
another
you,
job."
can you do?
Want to go on the yard work
We need to
simulator?
promote you."
But when I ask you to do yard work,
It reminds me a little bit of when a friend of mine during university got really into that MMORPG with the spaceships. Not Star Citizen, the one before that.
Oh, EVE Online.
That's it, yeah, he got super into that.
God.
And he worked in an office job doing spreadsheets all fucking day. Then he came home, sat down, got himself a cup of tea, booted up EVE Online, and just looked at more spreadsheets.
And hey, if that's what they want to do,
Exactly, more power to him. And if anyone out there finds enjoyment from that kind of thing, again, more power to you. It's just not my kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, as I say, I was into Destiny and Destiny 2 for 10 solid years, and like, I basically was like, oh, I've got to go home and do my dailies.
And games like that aren't my thing, but like fighting games are. And I'm aware that some of the stuff I'll do when I'm playing a fighting game would appear to be very boring to someone who's not familiar with the genre or a fan of the genre. But I will sit there, sometimes for like hours at a time, practicing a single combo in a fighting game. And I find that really cathartic because it's just constant repetition and like slow incremental improvement. But to someone watching, it's like you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But in my head, it's like, well, I'm not. I'm getting slightly better each and every time.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. That's too bad.
Now then, don't get too cocky. You won't underestimate a god of destruction now.
As somebody that tried to, like, I'm a casual fighting fan, and you know, I tried to go into the lab and start learning all the combos and stuff, and just, I can't hit that level. I can't be dedicated in that way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just different strokes for different folks. But bring it back to EverQuest. When Castronova went into the world of Norath and saw the massive levels of wealth inequality, they were confused because on paper, a world like that is the ideal utopian society. And for anyone curious what I mean by that, Castronova would know in a paper they wrote on this that in the world of EverQuest and games of its ilk, everybody starts on the same footing. You're on the same footing as everybody else who plays, and things that might serve as a roadblock to success in the real world, due to things like discrimination, are completely incidental in that game. Stuff like race and sex. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of character you pick in a game like EverQuest, you still have the same potential to achieve as everybody else. Which is why it baffled him that, despite that, there were still massive levels of wealth inequality, much in the same way there is in this world.
Everybody look badass.
But only certain people are going to achieve that, whether it be to, you know, just skill or time put into the game.
What realistically the only deciding factor for success should be time, and as you said, skill. Or as Castronova put it, in a virtual world, people choose their own abilities, gender and skin tone, instead of having them imposed by accidents of birth. Those who cannot run on Earth can run in Norath.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw it as like, it's utopian, right? Surely this would be where humanity would flourish, in a place like this where everybody is equal. And it is enforced equality because you can't get a leg up right at the start of the game, and yet somehow people still do.
It's a, somehow, Carl, humanity found a way.
Despite the creators of EverQuest's best efforts to ensure that the economy and world was fair, wealth distribution was fucked. And they realised it's because people could use money earned in the real world to get ahead in EverQuest.
Do whatever you'd like with your own money. Like, we're not here to judge, but it is kind of wild to think, oh, well, I could use my money in the real world to get my, like, game up in the real world. Or it's like, fuck it, put it in EverQuest.
Yeah, and seasoned MMO players or people who play video games and are aware of this kind of behaviour, this is not going to be a surprise to them. But to Castronova, it was a revelation.
It was an attempt to do a World Bank type study of a country. And it was about the game EverQuest. So prices of goods, and I calculated an inflation rate, and I calculated labor productivity and population, and all of these things that would be in a normal report. And that was the goal, and it would have been funny, except that the numbers were big, and then it was thought-provoking.
Which is interesting. I wrote an article on this years ago, so you can go check that out if you're interested in the nitty-gritty. So let's get on to the fun stuff, the smuggling.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right, is nowadays, we're recording this in like 2025, the economy of video games is widely known about, but
yes,
in terms of 2001, it was a lot less discussed.
When stuff like, remember like Venezuela, when like their economy got fucked up, and there were stories about people in Venezuela earning gold in World of Warcraft and selling it to people who would buy gold in World of Warcraft because farming it's a ball ache, and they were able to, as a result of that, calculate the like value of World of Warcraft currency to real world currency. And it turns out that you could earn more in like World of Warcraft farming gold than you could in the Venezuelan dollar. That's how fucked up things got, and that's like fascinating, right? The idea that you could earn more in a virtual world, and the virtual currency of that world was worth more than your currency in reality.
Yeah, you literally, if you compared your wage playing World of Warcraft to like actually having, you know, a minimum wage job, you'd be better off just grinding in World of Warcraft than selling your gold.
This is something Castronova researched because they noticed during their study that much like in the real world, people in the video game game the system.
I love stealing. I love taking things.
And once they got to the top, they were very, very protective of their space at the top and did not want to share what they had. And he noticed it was like almost eerily reminiscent of how wealth inequality works in the real world, in the sense that the people at the very, very top would keep their shit-covered boot heel on the throat of the working man and pay them peanuts to do the actual real work.
Yeah, it's almost like economies like that are completely fucked.
Yep, and he noticed that there were people in EverQuest who were supposedly playing the game for fun who were doing basically the equivalent of minimum wage jobs for higher level players, doing things like collect acorns.
I sorta don't feel like playing my clarinet today.
And again, MMO players, this might not seem like a revelation. This dude was fascinated by this because, as mentioned, when he first went into the world, he assumed that, well, surely this is the ideal utopian society. You won't have inequality because equality is part of the core selling point of the universe, right? The idea that anybody can play and anybody can succeed as long as you're willing to put the time and effort in.
But Carl, somehow capitalism returned.
It sure as fuck.
$1 for eternal happiness. I'd be happier with the dollar.
One of the more curious is that he found out that when he dressed like a hot lady, people would give him free stuff. And there's an entire chapter of his paper where he talks about how when he like made a new avatar that was a hot lady, people just kept giving him free stuff, even though it didn't matter realistically. Like he could have gone in as like a fucking like a dwarf or something like that, but because he had a hot lady.
Yeah, I mean, pretty privilege is a real thing, and
it exists in video games as well. And again, to seasoned players of video games, they probably already know. If you go into a video game that's like got a multiplayer component, and you go in with a clearly female like sounding name, or you pick a female avatar, one or two things will happen. People will give you shit for it, or people will give you free shit for it.
Yeah.
There's no in between, right? No one just treats you like another player. They treat you either like shit or give you free shit.
I guess that's what it's like to be a hot person in real life, right? I'm sure we all have that one hot friend that every now and then just gets like bought free drinks or given free food, and they're like, "Oh, don't you love it when that happens?" It's like it doesn't happen to all of us.
And it's a really interesting paper. I'll link it below if anyone wants to go give it a read. But just that's one detail that really made me giggle. And it's also written in a very accessible and, in some cases, very funny way. Like they talk about how like I spent all day slaying rats and I can't afford one pair of boots. Like the weight of my poorness is like crushing. And I think they say like, I'm a pauper in a world of cavaliers, and everyone makes fun of them for having like the basic bitch armor as they walk through the world. It's really fun.
It like, you know, stuff like that still obviously continues to this day. I know that it's apparently a thing in schools for like kids who don't have a like premium skin in Fortnite. They actually get the piss taken out of them in real life for it.
Man.
And you know what? Of all the things to get
That
made
sucks.
fun of, sure.
Yeah, but imagine going into school and it's like, oh, what, your parents couldn't afford 40 quid to get you the K-pop Demon Hunter skin? You're such a loser.
Well, speaking of Fortnite, there was a Vice article, I think, about like professional Fortnite players who earned money, like coaching kids, because being good at Fortnite is like a thing.
Okay, so by now we know about the popular video game Fortnite. Apparently it's not just popular with kids, but parents also are willing to pay some pretty big money to make sure their kids are the best of the best at that game.
That's like the thing that kids brag about on the playground. It's not being good at football
that's
or
stupid.
basketball or something like that. It's being good at Fortnite.
Well, a lot of kids are now getting mentored in different video games at a very young age for the prospect of being able to go and win tournaments.
Potentially
I know that,
as well, yeah. That started in Korea with StarCraft, but it's more prevalent in the West now. But I remember like years and years and years ago, like you'd hear about like StarCraft training camps for people who are just really good at StarCraft, and it got to the point where like the Korean military has a team because they didn't want people who are good at StarCraft to have their StarCraft careers put on hold by mandatory military service. So the fucking Korean military had a StarCraft team. I'm not sure if they still do.
Yeah. I mean, me and you, we follow competitive Pokemon loosely, and every time I've ever watched any of like the finals for the junior division, you'll hear the commenters go, "Oh yeah, you know, this kid is like 9 years old and has been mentored on Pokemon for the past 5 years." It's like, goddamn.
It's not too dissimilar from the world of sports, and every time you hear about a new wunderkind in the world of sport, whether it be football or basketball or baseball, what have you, when they're interviewed to ask, "Oh, so how long have you been playing insert sport?" "Since I was 5 years old."
Yeah, and it's one of those things, right, of like, well, are you actually like this prodigal gymnast, or did your parents just like kick you into a backflip at 2 years old?
Well, yeah, it's a little from column A, a little from column B, like nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
Sam is the winner.
Then it's like, and how much did having parents who could do that and afford to do that benefit?
Boom. It's really easy, actually. I can even delete this thing. Okay, you go in there, you download the file, go to find the file, extract the file. I can literally record this thing. Hold on a little bit. Okay. Show the wrong thing. All right. Let's make it easy. Okay. So what I'm going to show you is how to make a chat box like mine. Mine have a little bit much more high advanced stuff having there, but I will teach you the one that I just shown you before. Is to get the cat one. Okay. First thing first, go to the website. Obviously, download this one, and another thing, you have to have one account for it. And once everything is done, okay, once you finish download, you know like where did you download, right? Obviously, you designate the folder you download, click in here, there's a template, you click the template, and you'll be like, oh man, there's already one default in here. Yes, you can actually use the default one, but you can open this one. Okay, open this one. I already have it extracted and stuff. You can just like, for me, I just need to go to download. It's here, and then I look at this thing. I click this. I select the folder. I already extract the folder, so I just click select the folders. If you scroll down, find the latest one, stuff that added into it. Ta-da! It's here already. How to do additional stuff? Very easy. Let me drag this thing down so you're now seeing this thing, and then see this thing. All you have to do is literally, I mean literally, figuratively, and everythingly, drag and drop. Done. It's there now. Yep, that's all. Okay, finish the recording. I'm gonna send this to my friends, but I might have to do some where is it? Oh yeah, Shutterlock. Kind of like. Yeah, there's so many Shutter encoders that I install. I manually delete some of them in the futures. Or the update. I know it's an open source software, but gosh dang it, they keep updating nonstop. Taking ages for me to do anything. Alright, let's go here and then OBS recorder. You. And let's go and take a look. Look at the newest record, how big the file is. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's drop the file. It's a little bit too big. I forgot to stop the record. Let's turn this into VP9. compressed. Oh, my stream is going to be like super lag doing this because I'm doing like encoding stuff. Let's hope it doesn't like affect too many things. If it does, I'm sorry. If it didn't, happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. Happy, happy, happy. I think I just accidentally turned off speech in YouTube. Oh, that good kings. Tick tick turururu. No, it required 10 gig. Ah, man, I'll do it again. It's fine. I do find this a little bit terrible when it comes to all this type of, you know. Discord restrictions. I'm not rich enough to get Nitro. Somebody keep sponsoring me. I got a Ko-Fi membership. You guys can like register. I still have quite a lot of things for my streamer.bot I haven't like, finished yet. My Ko-Fi, like right now, like the thing is only like show the Doki but like support thingy. But I want to like set up the Ko-Fi stuff too. I haven't really like finished up the Ko-Fi thing yet. There'll be a few Ko-Fi promotions, and then in futures I will make like make a few merchandise art and then slap it onto it and then sell to people. Do like some, you know, like sales, like pitch and stuff, this and that, other stuff. Depends you guys want to buy merchandise or not. Like, I'm not sure that you guys want the t-shirts or mug or like mouse pad. Most of the case, like, don't like mouse pad is a little bit weird, I guess. Not lots of people using mouse pad anyway these days. I think mug is the best one. Especially all the tumblers. Yes, that one is good. Either that or hooded t-shirts. Should be doing well too for that one. Dun 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 dun.
Benefit you in the long run and bring it back to the economy of digital worlds.
Here, this is yours now. Huh? Go ahead. It's all yours. You show Croquet this card, huh? And he'll give you $3 million in prize money.
Hang on a second. These rich assholes, as much as they are assholes, are paying people, and they're willing to pay to circumvent like the time sink that is involved with grinding out a high-level item, for example. Mm-hmm. That means someone somewhere is getting paid. And something they discovered is that people in like poorer countries were actually able to earn the equivalent of minimum wage by grinding out items in EverQuest and selling them on eBay. Casanova noticed that Sony tried to crack down on this, which resulted in players trying to circumvent the crackdown measures that were put in place, which made them the equivalent of smugglers. So they were effectively like digital smugglers.
Yeah, it's wild to think about, right? You've got to try and get away with this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there was numerous ways that people figured out how to do that. Like a common one, like I think my brother did this once because he plays a lot of FIFA and he's really, really, really good at FIFA. And he's made like decent money when he gets like, you know, a good FIFA drop. I'm not sure how it works in FIFA, but it was like foot cards or whatever. Like you can like you sell them on like Facebook.
Yeah, it's quite a
and
common
stuff,
case in
and what you do
MMORPGs.
is you're not allowed to sell them for real money. But what you can do instead is like you can do in-game trades, I think it is. Then it's like, oh, I'll agree to sell this card to your account for like 100 gold or something like that if you send me a $5 on Facebook.
Because ultimately, if you think about being a player, it is similar to like a trading card game, right? Again, going back to like
you can sell a Pokemon card, right? Something like that.
It's a lot easier to go and find a single card that you're looking for, similar to like Ultimate Team, a single player. Like, you just give someone a $5 for the card you're looking for rather than buying a bunch of booster packs and hoping for good luck.
And to my knowledge, it works the same way in a lot of MMOs where you can buy gold. Buying gold is against the terms of service for a lot of those games, but like the workaround generally is, hey, you know, what's your account name? Okay, a player with this name will come up to you and buy a basic bitch item from you for several million gold.
Yeah, it's one of those of there's not really a foolproof way to stop that happening when you've got in-game trades available,
especially
right?
As well when money is involved. When money's involved, people are going to find a way around that because people like making money, and in some cases, the people making the money need to make that money. As mentioned, like Castronovo discovered people who were earning minimum wage, and like were basically reliant on this system for the majority of their income.
Yeah,
you have like those gold farms in China and stuff like that, right, where they sell World of Warcraft gold. You're never going to stop that because there's monetary, financial benefits to doing it, and the only way to really stop people doing it is to make the stuff worth nothing. And if it's worth nothing, you're not going to be able to sell that game.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just at a certain point, the game developer doesn't want to stop it because then, as you say, it decreases the value of their game itself.
To an extent, I am on the side of the players in this one of like, so it's like that FIFA example where FIFA are more than happy to sell you like an Ultimate Team pack for like a couple of quid, right? But the moment you try and resell the thing that you got, that's against the terms of service. So in that case, like, yeah, fuck it, get that bag.
Like trading card games. Imagine if they stopped people selling cards to one another. it would feel horrible, right?
I do wish they stopped people buying like 500 boxes of Pokemon cards at the same time, but that's not on like the Pokemon companies, that's on like the individual retailers.
That is, and most of them, when like, you know, new Pokemon sets come out, they'll put an item of like, you know, one bundle per person or whatever, but you can't stop them just driving around every single store and buying one at every store.
You can't, no. The most interesting thing, at least for me, that Castronova discovered while they were like exploring the world of Norath and writing this paper, is that even though it was a virtual world where you could walk around half naked and no one gave a shit, when the time came for players to exchange items that they bought in the real world and act in game, that was technically against the terms of service, so effectively against the law of that virtual world, they would do so in darkened alleyways or abandoned houses. And there's just something about that I found really amusing, of just the fact that they do it in an abandoned house so people can't see.
Yeah, I played a lot of RuneScape in
oh, that's the classic. We don't even talk about RuneScape, but yeah.
And just the amount of times you go into town and you just walk down an alleyway and someone's like, oh, hey, I'm selling shit, yeah? Just dealing in the streets.
More than anything, this proves to me that people are gonna people.
Two of a pair, now on opposite sides. From the very start, with honor we've two. Watched each other's back and we battled with pride. We are closer than brothers. Now we have to fight each other. And we trust our fate to the heart of the car.
I think it's Fallen Kingdom, where it's like, we're going to sell dinosaurs. And like, okay, here's an Ankylosaurus. How much is it going to sell for? 400 grand. It's like, that's a fucking dinosaur. Like, at the peak of his career, Lionel Messi got sold for 60 million quid. If I'm AC Milan, I know who I'm fielding next season in the Jurassic Park universe, and it's not Lionel Messi. It's 11 dinosaurs. So Faraway Lucas and lovely audience at home, same question. What is your favourite moment from the Jurassic Park series?
I hate to sound brutal, but it might just be the part where like the pterodactyls take that woman away, and it's so brutal.
Oh, the completely out of nowhere, just brutal death of that lady who didn't do anything wrong.
No,
it's like she's the most like undeserving of dinosaur death of anyone in that series. And
it's so hard.
Before anyone comments it and says like, oh, that lady read the script and that death scene was for somebody else and she wanted that death scene, that's not true. There's no source that I've ever found confirming that. That is something you see like random like accounts on like TikTok and Instagram sharing as a fact. There is no source I could find when I researched it for a fact feed video a year ago that confirms that lady wanted that. In fact, when she's been asked about it, her only response is, I don't know, it was just in the script and Colin Trevorrow just thought my character just had to die like that.
Because you were Bryce Dallas Howard's assistant,
yeah,
and you have a bigger role, like.
Yeah, so it wasn't when I auditioned, that wasn't what it was, and I got the job, and the director was like, listen, we're going to be doing this really, really big stunt. It's going to be so memorable. Everybody's going to talk about it. And I'm on the phone going, yeah, whatever, sure. He goes, I want an actor that's going to do most of the stunt. And you're like young, and it's Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, sure, I'll do whatever. Yeah. And I had no idea what I was agreeing to.
You watch Jurassic Park, and everyone that gets a brutal death is kind of an asshole.
Or deserves it.
And she's just, they just deserve it, and she just gets ripped apart.
As you said, Lucas, for the most part, everybody in Jurassic Park who meets their end via dinosaur did something that would indicate they deserve it. Dennis Nedry, he tries to play God and steal the dinosaur embryos to continue creating them. So he gets like his face melted off by a Dilophosaurus or whatever it's called. Like the lawyer, he's cowardly. He leaves the children in the car alone and the T-Rex gets him. Like, those velociraptors get fucking kicked in the face like girl who does gymnastics because they made the mistake of starring in Jurassic Park 2. That is their punishment for doing so. What did that lady do?
Like, you could argue she's an assistant to a dickhead, but, like, she's just getting a paycheck.
It's Bryce Dallas Howard who should have died like that, if you think about it. She's the one, she's like the evil CEO who wanted to put the dinosaur park into action again.
And instead she gets the badass scene where she just stands in front with, like, the flare in front of the T-Rex and sprints off in the heels.
And there has been a lot written about the fact Bryce Dallas Howard's character wears high heels throughout that movie and somehow managed to outrun a T-Rex whilst wearing said high heels. I'll give props to Bryce Dallas Howard because she did that for real.
I did a lot of ankle exercises. I mean, honestly, I trained for running in heels as if I was in the Olympics.
Right.
Like, I was just like, this is a life and death situation here.
Yeah.
And supposedly Bryce Dallas Howard herself insisted upon that character trait. And she refused to wear more sensible footwear for those scenes. And to prove that the character of Claire could do it backwards and in high heels, did the scene where she's running with the flare in high heels herself.
And I was like, when that day came when I needed to make that decision, I was like, I'm going to keep the shoes on. I don't want to run barefoot in the jungle.
I respect the idea of I need to make sure my character can run around in high heels the entire time.
It's the old joke, isn't it? Like, women have to do everything men do backwards in high heels. Bryce Dallas Howard wants to literally represent that in the movie by having her character run around and do all the same stuff that Chris Pratt Action Man did in high heels. Also, it's worth pointing out she doesn't outrun the T-Rex. The T-Rex is following her as it was trained to do in the first movie. Because it's the
Right.
T-Rex in Jurassic World is the T-Rex from the first movie. And it's trained to follow the flare, not chase it.
I do respect the kind of, like, you know, social media videos that I see of people putting on the, like, period cramp, like, simulators.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, the men are keeling over when it goes, like, 3 out of 10 pain. And then the women are just like, give me 10. Give me 10 out of 10. I can deal with it.
7, 8, 9, and then a 10. Like, it hurts, but like...
The fact that men, like, are not able to even stand, like, a little bit of it, it's kind of emblematic of that high heel running scene, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, as fast as you can go, Chris Pratt.
And as mentioned, Bryce Dallas Howard did do a lot of those scenes herself, and the stunt performer that was standing in for her also did them in high heels.
Yeah.
That reminds me once when I went to the gym, and I saw someone doing, like, squats with, like, weight on their back. Like, not much weight, but still, like, you know, a lot of weight considering what they were wearing, and what they were wearing were high heels. And they were doing full squats to the ground in high heels. And I remember asking them, like, is there a reason you're doing that? And said, oh yeah, I work as a stripper. And I need to be able to, like, you know, do this kind of stuff all the time. I was like, fair play.
Absolutely fair play.
But anyway,
Jesus.
we're not talking about that, Lucas. Today we're talking about a glass of water. Jurassic Park, the movie, not the series, is a film filled to the brim with groundbreaking special effects, some of which were literally invented for that film. We don't want to talk about those today because, according to the people who helped realise those CGI dinos, the single hardest shot in the entire film to realise was a single glass of water. And you can picture it in your head, can't you, Lucas? It's the glass of water sat in the car with, like, the boom, boom, the nice concentric ripples going out the back of it, indicating that a T-Rex might be approaching.
I guess it's pretty hard to emulate a dinosaur walking towards you.
That's not quite what it was, but for anyone curious about the background of that scene, perhaps like what the inspiration was, according to Steven Spielberg, it was inspired by a trip he took in his car while he was thinking about dinosaurs, as we often do, and he was blasting some Earth, Wind and Fire at max volume with the bass turned all the way up.
When you're driving, we'll listen to your radio station. I can't take this anymore. Let's switch back.
And normally in this situation, I put in, like, you know, an artistic representation of what that probably looked like, but I'm not going to play any music from Earth, Wind and Fire because I want to make money off this video.
Yeah.
But Lucas, like, you know, let's say you're driving, you're thinking about dinosaurs. What song do you want to listen to on max volume in that car? Audience, same question. Like, what do you think would be, like, the music you want to listen to while you're driving along? Dead of night, music's turned up nice and loud, windows open, it's a little bit cool. You're thinking about some dinosaurs.
I mean, obviously the Jurassic Park theme,
Hell
because
yeah.
you put dinosaurs in my head.
When you're driving, we'll listen to your radio station.
Maybe after that, maybe I'll just say baby metal.
To be fair, yeah. Like, when I listen to my music loud, I want to listen to music that's designed to be listened to that loud. So is it fair play to Steven Spielberg? Like, what are you listening to, like, with the fucking speakers turned all the way up, Earth, Wind and Fire? It's like, have you ever seen those shots of, like, oh, here's, like, the Beach Boys at a concert, and they look like they're at a fucking metal gig. They look like Slipknot. You ever seen those? Okay, so Lucas, you're, like, familiar with the Beach Boys, I imagine, if not, like, their music, their, like, you know, their reputation. You know, a band from, like, you know, many, many years ago. They play, like, music about surfing and having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a song from one of their concerts. And does that not look like he's screaming to open up the pit?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's like, what song in the Beach Boys repertoire needs the singer to go that hard?
And the fact that the guitarist behind him just seems like he's chill as fuck.
Yeah, it's like...
What?
I can't think of any Beach Boys song that goes that hard where the singer is required to scream into the microphone like he's Corey Taylor.
I was going to say, all of a sudden he's become Ollie Sykes of just, like, annihilate that microphone.
But bring it back to Jurassic Park. When Steven Spielberg was riding his car, listening to that music, the bass turn all the way up, and he saw various parts of his car vibrating, he thought to himself how cool a visual it would be to indicate the approach of a large dinosaur if somewhere in the car there was an object, say a glass of water, where you saw ripples, showcasing that something was approaching. And specifically, he had the idea of cool concentric ripples as if something had dropped into the water. The problem is, water doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't. If it's going to ripple, it's not going to ripple from the center.
It's not, no. And that's the idea Steven Spielberg had in mind. So when he approached, I have it here, special effects guru Michael Lantieri, he asked him, hey, I know you're working on those CGI dinosaurs. Fun fact, like Michael Lantieri's official role in the film was special dinosaur effects. That's his official role. Steven Spielberg's like, hey, good work on those dinosaurs, but can you make the water in this scene do this? And Michael Lantieri told him, we can make ripples, but we can't get them to be the nice concentric ripples that you want. That's not how water works. To which Spielberg responded, figure it out.
I was about to say, did they not watch The Abyss? But that was after Jurassic Park, right? But I imagine if they can do that, they can probably blend regular water with a little bit of ripples.
Oh yeah, but that takes time away from rendering out the dinosaurs. It's like, can you imagine going up to the computer, like, I know you're rendering out that T-Rex, that's awesome. Can you please render out like a cup of water going?
If they can get Rexy looking as good as they do, I'm pretty sure they could ripple a little bit of water.
They could have done, but Lantieri wanted to achieve the effect practically. So what they did is they called up everybody they could think of about how to achieve that, ranging from sound engineers to physicists in universities who had access to wave tanks. And every single person they contacted said the same thing: we can't help you, please stop calling.
And then the fun thing is, they just got in contact with Exhibit and he was like, I'm going to put 24 subwoofers in the back of your car.
What's your favourite episode of Pimp My Ride? I remember watching, like, I don't know if it's a video or an article by Vice where they interview, like, people who are on Pimp My Ride and they reveal that, oh, the show was a complete clusterfuck behind the scenes. And they interview one guy who's like, well, my car was pretty shit, but the producers didn't think there was anything interesting enough about it to form a narrative for an episode, so they put a bunch of candy wrappers in the car and just pretended that I would just eat candy in my car. And just like, it's like, Yeah, I was a bit overweight at the time, but they made out like I was just gnawing on candy 100% of the time. They put like a fucking candy shop in the back of his car.
Oh my god. I think there was one where they like put like a video projector inside of his car or van with like a hidden screen as well that he could like project upon. That'd be pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure his response was like, I don't like movies that much. I might be misremembering, but I think he was just very unenthusiastic about
They
the
also as
entire
well
idea.
did absolutely nothing to like the mechanics of the car. Like, so if your engine was like on its last legs, was about to like shit itself to death, they wouldn't fix the engine. And if anything, the stuff they did to your car made it even more likely to crap out because they put a bunch of extra weight and electronics in it.
Right, Cole, it was called Pimp My Ride, not Fix My Ride.
I imagine though, if you want to pimp out your ride, you want it to continue
It was
running.
called Pimp It.
I imagine no self-respecting pimp wants to be seen broken down by the side of the road.
No one ever said it was going to get fixed.
True. They literally say that pimping ain't easy. But still, I imagine that. Any self-respecting pimp who's driving around with his candy-mobile wants the car to not stop working.
I didn't do shit to that car. I didn't choose the paint. I didn't choose the theme. I didn't tell them to put the chandelier or the motherfucking frog pond or the motherfucking bouncy house or the ball jumpy. I didn't do none of that shit. But I was the face of the show.
Like, if you could like go like if you exhibit, you could bring him out of retirement and say, look, exhibit, stop whatever it is you're doing. I imagine not paying your taxes or doing drugs. I've not followed Exhibit's career in a while, but what would you want him to do to your car?
Maybe just jelly bean dispensers everywhere.
A jelly bean dispenser. Like in the roof as well. Do you know when you like pull down the mirror to have a look and just jelly beans fly out and hit you?
Like you press the sunroof and the sunroof opens and just jelly beans just shower you.
Putting empty candy wrappers in his car and just like going, look at this fat piece of shit. We put a candy shop in your car. Would you drive like a fully pimped out car? Yeah, 'cause I think I would.
Only if.
I would 100% drive one of the absolute fucking just midlife crisis mobiles. Unironically, all the time. 'Cause I think it'd look hilarious.
Hey, it's me.
If they wrapped it in anime girls.
Oh, that's the thing, right? When you see, like, I remember when I went to LA and I saw the hentai car. If people don't know what the hentai car is, there is a car in LA where their license plate just says hentai, and they just have like loads of anime girls on the car. And I saw it. I'd have a car like that.
I've got one of two options, Carl. Either the anime girl car, not the hentai car, the anime girl car.
Okay. Just like the big wrap around with like a giant anime girl on the front.
Yeah.
Just because of how stupid. Because no one's going to steal that car. It's too noticeable.
Or the grass car.
Oh yeah, I saw a car covered in grass. I don't know if I still got the picture.
You sent a picture of like a car entirely covered.
Yeah, I'll try and find it, folks. There's a picture of me when I was walking down the street, and there was a car covered in grass, like fake artificial grass, and it was owned by a person who sold artificial grass. And I was really drunk, and I just spent like 10 minutes like rubbing my hands on the grass car. The guy came out and was like, "Can I help you with something?" It's like, "Why is your car covered in grass?" Like, "I sell grass. Go away." It's great.
Like I vividly remember that picture of just like the grass car.
The grass
Why
car.
not?
It was amazing. Maybe I'd have that.
Moss
Yeah.
car.
Because another time, I think I was in Chicago, and I saw a Prius that someone had torn the sign off and called it like the Pre-Woo and put ooh-woo on the sign, and their like license plate was like ooh-woo, ooh-woo, and they had like 50 bumper stickers with anime characters on there, and it was parked in like a Whole Foods, and I'm like, of course.
No, yeah. I think that would be my number one choice, is just anime girl.
Yeah,
car.
I would 100% do that, because 1, it's really fucking funny, 2, it's never going to get stolen, and 3, it's really fucking funny. Especially though, like, the older I get, the funnier it is that I'm driving that.
Yeah. Like, the idea of just someone coming back to your flat and just there's like 5 anime girl pillows there, and it's like, yeah.
We're recording this in my room. Like, my office is in my bedroom now. Like, I've got fucking dinosaur sheet bedding. Do you think I give a fuck?
I can confirm that all of the Rexy body pillows are hidden away in the corner that are out of frame.
It's like, so I've got like dinosaur bedding. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, you know what? It shows I've got a personality, but bring it back.
I've counted the Rexy body pillows, and there's at least 11, everyone. I want you to know.
Dinosaur body pillow would be weird. Sure, you want like a T-Rex when you want a long dinosaur, like a Mosasaurus, maybe it'd work. As
Look,
like
I know that you've got the one Brontosaurus, but I know you've got many of the Rexy.
I do like dinosaurs. I've got a lot of like dinosaur paraphernalia knocking about my house because I just like dinosaurs. I think they're cool. Who doesn't like dinosaurs? Anyone who doesn't like dinosaurs is weird, in my opinion.
I always found that weird of like the idea of like, well, anyone that likes dinosaurs is not cool. It's like, surely they're the coolest people.
I go watch like every time there's a new Jurassic Park movie. As much as they suck compared to the first one, me and my dad watch every Jurassic Park movie in the cinemas, and every time we're watching Jurassic Park, he'll just nudge me on the shoulder and go, "That's a dinosaur."
It's a dinosaur.
But, you know, bring it back now to the first Jurassic Park movie in LineArt. So he contacted physicists, he contacted sound engineers, he contacted other special effects people he worked with, like, if you have any idea how to achieve this specific effect. All of them are like, no. But he managed to stumble ass backwards onto the answer while playing around with the guitar. So what he was doing is, he was playing around with the guitar on which he'd placed a glass of water. And when he strummed the guitar string, it caused the exact kind of concentric circles Spielberg wanted for the shot.
Okay. I'm not going to question it, but I'm just questioning how it... I am going to question it.
It's more like the specific way they strum the guitar caused the vibrations to go through the glass in the very specific way that caused a concentric circle ripple to appear in the centre.
Okay. I'm just confused because surely if you strum a guitar, it goes from left to right, right to left.
Well, if you strum it up and down.
I don't like this, Carl. Why would you do that to me? You can't strum a guitar up and down.
Well, you can't if you want to play music on it, but a guitar string is designed to vibrate. And the problem was, like, okay, the shot is inside a car. We can't hide a guitar inside the car. The shot is literally just the cup. We can't hide the guitar anywhere in there. So what they did is, they pulled off the door for the car they were using for the shot, drilled into it, and run a guitar string all the way through at the inside of a door. So it was underneath the cup. And then what they did is they put the other end of that guitar string below the car, got a guy, told him to lie down under the car, which remember was being filmed on a place that was like wet and in the mud. And then they were just prompted at a specific time to pluck the guitar string to cause the ripples to appear as and when they were needed.
And when we plucked the string, the water began to ripples.
And what did Steven have to say?
When Steven saw the cup ripple, he had a big smile and he just says, "That is now the arrival of the T-Rex."
Also bear in mind, that guy was in presence of what are like 1 ton T-Rex animatronic that was above the car.
For certain shots, yes. So it depends. Like
for certain shots,
yeah, the Rexy animatronic was possibly one of the most like detailed special effects seen in film up to that point. And I mentioned at the start, it was the hardest shot in the film to realise. And according to LineArt, that single 3-second shot took the most time to realise of any shot in the film. Obviously, it probably took them longer to build the dinosaur, but once they told Stan Winston Studios, we want a dinosaur, the only roadblock time-wise was the amount of time taken to build it. They didn't need to figure anything out. Whereas with that shot, they specifically couldn't figure out how to get the exact shot they wanted, and it took like a week of playing around. Because I imagine there's probably some people watching this like, well, surely it took longer to build the dinosaur. It's like, yeah, but they knew how to build a robot dinosaur. They didn't know how to get this effect.
Also, like, Stan Winston was against the clock of, like, this CGI dinosaur is chasing my timeline down.
The CGI dinosaur is going to make me extinct. Which is a quote from Stan Winston, I believe, when he saw the CGI dinosaur for the first time.
He's got to build this dinosaur as quickly as possible before the CGI catches
Actually, no,
up.
it wasn't Stan Winston, I believe it was Phil Tippett. So he's the guy who did...
Phil Tippett, yes. Yeah.
So if anyone's curious about how the dinosaurs were realised in Jurassic Park, it's a combination of things. Initially, it was going to be a combination of practical effects and stop motion. Specifically, a kind of stop motion where they smooth out all the motions using computers.
But Phil Tippett had perfected the motion blur, which gave Go Motion a closer resemblance to real life. But it wasn't 100%. It was still jerky. And Phil did a whole bunch of wonderful blur motions on a T-Rex running, on a raptor running, I come home with my kids, look at this stuff over and over and over again. And my kids bought it. They said, wow, Dad, a real dinosaur. But I still saw the jerks. The movement was very accurate and very rhythmical, but there was still something a bit go-motion-y about it.
At some point during production, someone working for like Industrial Light and Magic realised that we can create a pretty decent looking CGI dinosaur. And supposedly the person who created that left it on their screen as Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy were walking around ILM. And they walked through that guy's office and saw the dinosaur on screen, like, what's that? The guy explained, well, that's a CGI dinosaur I've been working on. Do you think that could work for your movie?
And I did. And I had the monitor position. They came walking in, and I ambushed them with a walking T-Rex bones, and everything changed. I freaked out. Kathleen Kennedy patted me, like I've said it in various interviews, but she patted me in the back and said, "You have a very bright future."
And Phil Tippett was supposedly with them, saw that CGI dinosaur and quipped, "I think I'm extinct."
And Phil saw that with me for the first time. And there we were watching our future unfolding on the TV screen. So authentic, I couldn't believe my eyes. And it blew my mind again. And I turned to Phil, and Phil looked at me, and Phil said, he said, "I think I'm extinct." And I actually used Phil's line in the movie. Gave it to Malcolm to say to Grant when they were walking up the stairs.
"We're out of a job." "Don't you mean extinct?"
And rather than fire Phil Tippett, Steven Spielberg instead told him to work with the CGI people and told him to use his expertise at creating like maquettes and motion capture dinosaur action and use his extensive knowledge of how those creatures would move to inform the CGI dinosaurs, because while they could create a realistic looking CGI dinosaur, they couldn't make it move in a way that looked realistic, whereas Phil Tippett could, because he had so many decades of doing that under his belt.
Yeah.
And then they combine that with the practical effects made by Stan Winston Studios. And
Phil Tippett's animators would join forces with ILM's computer artists and Stan Winston's robotics team. Together, they would bring Spielberg's vision of living, breathing dinosaurs to the screen.
The end result was one of the best looking dinosaur movies ever made.
I can't even remember what the new one is because it's been like 4 of them.
Yeah, and the dinosaurs still don't look as good as they did in the first one. And that's because you're not looking at specifically a CGI dinosaur. You're looking at a very real animatronic working in tandem with a CGI model. And the CGI is used to hide the limitations of the animatronic, and the animatronic is used to hide the limitations of the CGI model. The end result is they're better than the sum of their parts.
Turn the light off. Turn the light off.
Turn the light off!
Obviously, when you say that, like, they don't look as good as the original, a lot of the other CGI dinosaurs don't look as good
There's
as
a
the
couple of
modern ones,
ropey looking shots in that first Jurassic Park movie, like when he spots like the fucking big long necky boy.
Alright then. See you later. As I have to do quite lots of things too. To be honest, I am still quite tired. For lots of things. Lots of reasons. New Year's coming. Chinese New Year, I mean. So we have to do lots of like New Year's cleaning and stuff. I've been doing quite lots of stuff, but you know, I think it's getting into me. Now I know what I'm missing. Gosh dang bandage on his head.
Boy, that doesn't look great. The T-Rex still looks fantastic.
Yeah, things like the Brontosaurus and all the other crowd shots and stuff don't look fantastic. The T-Rex still looks phenomenal.
As do the raptors, and that's because a lot of the shots involving the raptors wasn't CGI. That was dudes in raptor costumes. and they use CGI to realize things that.
Well, I'll just take a little bit more break on my brains and ears while listening to anime music. You guys, listening to boring music. Yeah. Yeah.
听从本性，真正自由彼岸。短
little bit. I'm writing a business proposal to a friend. Why are you giving me a business proposal? The coincidence. Hold on a little bit. Okay, what we're talking about, and yep, hi there, Zopi. To be honest, I am very oblivious to internet language. I'm actually a boomer. I'm 31 years old now. But yeah, you got banned from Twitch channel for letting the streamer know they pay $50 for an AI guarantee logo. Oh no! Ah! Yeah, it does happen for those kind of things. Like, I do find it funny. How does people manage to like see those things and then they'd be like, yeah, that thing worth $50. Yeah, that's weird. That's like really, really weird. For me, currently, like this particular thing is animated like reactive. So I have to like standardize like the, you know, the coloring and this and that stuff, make it flat or cell shading as much as I can. So the reason of it is like for this one is going to be a GIF image. Rare. Because VT model is expensive. I can design one for you. Maybe I can even like draw one for you, but I can't rig one. Because my rigging skill have become way too complacent. Because my rigging skill is like from back in the days. It's literally like 3 years old technique. Even like you see like how my model works. It's just, you know, it's a little bit old. Well, the model you're looking at right now, it is the model I made. But it was like 2 years old model at this point. Almost 2 years old. Technically it's a 1 year old foal. No, 2 years old. Yeah, oh shit, I've been streaming, I've been in Vtuber for like 4 years now. Wow. Wow, I have to sink in that a little bit. I know my Twitch is barren wasteland, but my YouTube is doing well. Strangely. But today's I stream in some odd hours, so like, I don't really have lots of people watching me. That's the issues. Surprised someone actually in Twitch talking to me. Yeah, plus I do quite a lot of drawings things. Nah, not a lot of people. Like usually I don't stream today. Like I say, I stream one day, I kind of off, like doing the rest of things like offline another day. Well, if you want to ask some art advice, is there any like oh wait, like I have to check like my streamer.bot is sharing. I think like part of the queue system is not working. I need to double check. Is my Twitch connecting? Yeah, it is connecting, but it's refusing to send a message. not an art fight Discord server. I do have a Discord server. It's just that for some reason my automated like chatting system is not working. So in here, like if you want, you can join in my Discord. I have to technically like the bot system is working again. I need to like reprogram some of the things that I do. And for some reason, Twitch like is refusing to work on some of my like system that I just like coded. Technically, it's not even coded. It's more like simple logic systems. If you know how to play with like the streamer.bot, it's really fun. You can do quite lots of things. Try to type exclamation like you see the exclamation mark at zoom. You can try to use that thing. Try to type it. You can see lots of fun interaction I created just for that. Try not to type the art zoom and the other things to get this. Ah, too bad. If you are in VT, you can share it that way. I don't join too many servers. I only join like a few servers that I kind of like familiar with. Either my friends one, maybe like the most like popular server that I only join is like the VT House, and then the Tentacult from Ina, and then Mujin, and then Chibi Doki one, and then the Squid-chan one, and then the Rima one. I would usually like in the few like popular servers. I'm not sure if you can't join into my servers, then yeah, it would be difficult for me to see because I don't really deals with DM that well. A lot of people might slowly notice I actually rarely reply to DM unless like business related. So most of my conversation in Discord is public. Oh, that's Vtuber chat. Well, technically, if you are VTuber yourself, you might be in Vtuber chat. You can try to share your stuff that way too. If you don't know what Vtuber chat is, it's like Omegle, but for VTubers. You can try to meet lots of people in that too. VUP. Where was I again? Ah, yes, I'm trying to like fix some things. No, it's not Twitch announcement anymore. Let's go into yep. I have to redo quite a lot of stuff. Let's copy this. I think is because it's sent using bot account stuff is not working. Or like it just don't let me work with that thing anymore. So let's just going to add a new sub actions. Add a new sub actions for Twitch. I can't do like announcement anymore for some weird reasons. Did Twitch like remove the announcement systems? Ah. As long as you're not trying to sculpt the Pokemon card, then it's fine. Well, technically, I am. I'm not like I have this like hair in real life, but when it comes to like VTuber, some people do like roleplay characters. You know, for me, it's just me in a nutshell. The entire character of Kira is just me, so I don't really play as a characters. Some people does, some people don't, and I'm not the one who does that. think. Let me double check some of the thing. Event feed, no. Global variable. Yes, it's called Twitch counter, but there's quite lots of Twitch counters, but not lots of things like actually activated. Wait, hold on a little bit. I'm doing some Vision, reminder, system, YouTube, cake, Twitch. Wait a minute, Twitch won't have two. Now I kind of get it why the system is like fritzing out. Let's try to do this, like do it once. Is the system working properly right now? Huh. I'm not really sure. Yeah, if you have like a VGen, you have portfolio in there, you can just like give your VGen like CAC, you know, like your VGen like ID. I can like find you that way. No. You can't send link, but you still can send your allies like something. Just send me that, I can find you easily. Let me try to trigger something first. I think you can actually like see it if I do this. Ah, hold on a little bit. Ooh. Should be able to work. Let me try to test the trigger again. Yeah, it's working again. Ooh. Yeah, I think that particular thing kind of like stumped the entire systems. I accidentally duplicate the wrong ass thing. Your name. When I say the word your name, and then you start to hear the music. Yeah, too bad the author is in jail. Wait, you don't know? Then I don't have to talk too much about it. Oh, disgusting stuff. Nah, not they. Just I forgot. It's just the directors or the author. I forgot. Well, you do it for basic model. I think it's fine. It's just that the lack of blinking is a thing. You might have to practice on blinking a little bit more. If you want to learn more about like rigging stuff, even though the things I learn is old, I can share you the place that I learned from. And it will still be infinitely better than what you have right now. Okay? So you have to listen closely to that person's like teaching you and stuff. Maybe you can join the communities. She actually often like really helpful and try to teach people a lot of stuff. Okay? Okay, this is her entire playlist that you can start it with. Okay, this teach you how to do from A to Z. But here's the thing: even though it teach you like from A to Z. Wait, did it get posted at all? I think it got posted. Yeah. So while this thing teach you from A to Z, you don't really have to follow down to the T. Okay. You don't have to like do like really fancy like drawing. Just draw how you draw. You can skip most of like the eye like highlight like jiggle effect like all those things. You just need to learn the blinking and learn how to like create layering for the eyelid and like the eye white and like the how to do the blink part. That is fine. You don't have to go for complex thing first until you kind of like slowly understand how to actually draw eye properly and all those like anatomy stuff, like yada yada stuff, like the highlight thingy. You just go for normal things first. If you look closely, you did see like my VGen, right? You can click into my VGen. You scroll it to the most bottom part. You can see I actually used to have live 2D like commissions things. Like I just used the principle that I learned from her video and I make that live 2D model. And it's a very, very basic model. I don't even like do too much things on it, but I basically use what I learned so far from her and just apply it on this model. And it works. By the way, I need to like recopy everything again. Seems like it's just working now. I think it's like that like one AA announcement. No. I mean like your character is either you never like rig them blinking or anything. From what I see is just very basics, so you might have to add a little bit of that into it, and it will teach you like most of the basic stuff to do it like a lot more stuff like properly. Your blink is just, I know the blink is just like change another frame. It's a little bit different on making a smooth like blinking stuff happening. If you want to advance it to become like a little bit higher level, yep, that one. It does teach you a lot more like advanced like stuff when it comes to the how to make a model and how to do the rigging. Yeah, I mean like this is why I show you that video. It's like it's going to help you even more if you already know like the basics. For lots of people, they can't really like click that well when it comes to like model and stuff sometimes. So this one really, the video will actually really help you a lot. Back then, I actually just like wing it. I literally wing a lot of stuff, even though I have like my own style and things. You can already see like my art style and her art style is completely the total opposite. Okay, she is go for like the semi-realistic style, like much more Western style artwork. Mine is like much more like Japanese, like anime style kind of artwork. And yeah, like it's completely different. I don't even have the thick ass lips like her does, and I still like manage to work on like just apply the principle, and then I can work on a lot more stuff on my own. Long as you have to learn the proper like rigging technique, that is the most important part. But the lip syncing, I think you have to watch some other video to actually do that. Like lip syncing part, I think like some other video actually does it even better. Just some other, not all. So far, yeah. And you can see on the iPad stuff that I've been like showing on my screen, like all those things, my, animated reactive or like my animation work. You can take a look at those things too. It's basically puppet animations. It's quite similar. The vowel stuff still need to be a little bit improvement. It's either you didn't display it enough in your live 2D thingy, like the showcase thingy, or it's still like a little bit like limited. Basically, I'm seeing what I'm seeing right now. Still need improvement. But at least you got your mouth movement going on. Like I say again, it's not like everything's bad. It's just, yeah, you nail down most of the basics now. It's time to like move forward to the advanced stuff. Something like that, you know? Okay, you learn how to walk. Now run. You can turn it into GIF if you want. So it doesn't have that like much like file size limitations. I know like GIF is going to be a little bit difficult. You can use something called like Easy GIF, the website, to compress the GIF a little bit while making it still visible, like tolerable to be able to like look as a GIF. And then yeah, the thing is that you notice that thing that you have right now is a lot of empty space in there. What you need to do to reduce the file size is to make this GIF square. And in order to do that, you need to do a lot of things. And to do it properly, you have to go to a website again called Easy GIF, E and Z, if you can't read the word Z, Zect, E Zect, and then you write GIF. Yeah, I'm looking at cat one. But either way, it's like there's lots of empty space. This is why you don't have lots of space to kind of like show to people in the first place. So you have to like using Easy GIF to crop the empty area that is going to just waste a lot of like times. If you think like those like commissions like video that you show is not good enough, you have much more better stuff, then you have to update your you really have to update your stuff a little bit more, you know, in your commission thingy, this and that other stuff. You want me to look at the cactus one? Okay. Did I? The cactus one is good, but the spine still needs some improvement. You should base the spine completely on the ground. I'm not sure what do you say. Let's see. Discord, Shay like, hold a message for you. The smart detecting beta allow you to post it. The blah blah blah. Yeah, it's just you Twitch being Twitch. Well, you can literally, let's say again, literally look into my VGen, which I already shared. My Discord is there, if you really want. There's a personal one, there's a community one. You can send it that way. Or you can literally just DM me in the VGen stuff. Still works. I was kind of out of the like model making game a long time ago, but I still have the most of the basic stuff there. But like I say again, like look at the cactus one, I would say if you're going to not make a human, then don't do human property on the body. The cactus should really start like the base of the spine when it kind of like start moving. It should be on the ground. So you can make it kind of like, you know, like those like wiggly pole, you know, like inflatable like tube man. That would be like much more closer to that one if you wanted. You really have to like study animal movement when you want to do that thing. It's much more difficult because like you won't find a tutorial to how to rig those things. You really have to understand the fundamental of like the live 2D rigging systems and the animal or like the reference of the things that you want to like model movement as. You have to kind of like low-key develop their own skeletal systems the way you want it. Like it's like trying to imagine like you want to like light 2D animate a floating sword. The sentient floating sword that can like move and talk. Like the way you're going to animate them in live 2D is going to be very, very different. Nah, I don't accept friend requests. My DM is open. You can just chat with me that way. There's a reason I don't like accept like friend request stuff. You can just chat with me on your own. My chat is open for people. I say, as long as it's like business related or like teaching other people stuff, I'm fine with it. Like you can DM me whenever you want. But when people start to say like unnecessary stuff or like some things that, you know, like personal stuff, I usually don't look at it that much. As long as it's relevant to the topic, then yeah. And oh, what I was going to say again? Oh yeah, that's the reason I don't accept friend requests and stuff. It's like I usually when it comes to when I have to have a communication with my audience, I do it in open view. So people go to my Discord server and then I do an open communication with them. I don't really do private conversations with my in DM in Discord because for me ethically like this is not supposed to be a proper way to like, you know, not like a proper way to kind of like communicating with your fans, you know? It's like no people should have a special treatment on like DM system like that. I want to treat everyone fairly. Some people might be in like a friend list. It's more like it's because like the courteous system of like they are streamers too. And we work in the same line. Maybe we have like some things that can help each others. Maybe we will do like some friend requests. But that is a long stretch. It's really rare that I actually accept people as like friend requests unless it's like a really like, you know, long time relationship, you know? It's like, oh, you're being my like audience for like maybe like 2 years. You know what? You kind of earned that one at that point. So generally when it comes to like a communication with my fans and like viewer or anyone, I just normally do it in public. Either that or like in a professional setting. then yeah, it's like, you know what, like someone can DM me like whenever they can, you know, oh, I want to do a collab with you, yada yada stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, fine, and then like we did like a few times of communications, we become friends, then yeah, like that is like actually earning a friend itself. It's not like randomly, oh, I friend you, you know, those kind of things. I treat like the friend DM stuff as an actual human relationship. Okay, so I accept you as a friend, I do treat you as a friend. Technically, I do treat my audience as a friend too, so yeah. There's no way that we don't share a server, you can't DM me. I set my privacy setting that I can DM anyone. Anyone can DM me. Unless I change my privacy setting. This kind of activity, personalized sponsor content, yep. Use data to improve, blah blah blah, nope. Use the party personalized, blah blah blah, yes. Use blah blah blah, allow, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah, blah blah blah. Yeah, anyone can chat with me actually. Default DM, such behavior, such blah blah blah. Lost my DMs, spoiler content, on click. DM list. Yeah, DM list preview. I can see all DM. And people that is not belong to any server, they can always DM me too. Like all those scammer and shit. So definitely people that don't have any like link DM server with me, they still can chat with me. I want to test out something too. Oop. Alright, I think it's working. Oh no, I didn't space it. I'm an idiot. Okay, let's take a look. Go to my OBS. What the fuck is my OBS? Sorry for my language. I'm actually a foul mouth person, so yeah, that's the thing. Zoom. Wing. Hey, it's still working. All right, good. So I'll click on the edge. Duplicated and I want to try something out for my friends. You know, I'll be going to the toilet first. Be back soon. Twitch chat. Some chat announcement. Blue. Okay. Copy your Control V. Okay, do this. Let's fix up all the things. Again. Control C. I don't need ICQ alert anymore, to be honest, but still. Message, save, share your art. Delete. Okay, should be working properly right now. Let's come back to this one. So now, like, she have this thing going on here. Let me try to have some fun, okay? She have this. I can add a stroke. Filter, effect plugin. Let's try to add a scroll. Add a. What is stroke? Yes, stroke. Yeah. So from what I say is to make it easy, Control C, you right click, and then you can see like paste duplicate. If you can't do it, you just like make another one. To be honest, it's very easy. You basically in here, you're seeing this now. Oh shit, you can't see it. It's basically you click on your like that browser file. You just hold the hold your left alternate, and then click it. And you can cut it. Now you have lesser things to be worried about. Or you can just make another one again and then copy and paste that one. You know, have a different version going on here and there. Because you can like copy and paste another duplicate. You can just do that one that you just crop this one instead. And then you can like have this one like move around. Let me try to carefully crop the crop thingy. Yep. Now I can just move this thing around. I can put this thing here, okay? Put this thing here, and then I'll go to like the template and drop one more again. Basically duplicate another one, okay? It's the same thing. So like now you can see like the duplicate version of this one is out. So I can move this thing. Voila, you can kind of like just move this thing down. Just shrink it. No, not shrink it this way. Shrink it down and move it here. And now voila, you got a smaller version of this out now. And this one too. I think it's like too big. Make this smallest, and then voila, again. You got like a lot of stuff you can like work with. Depends on how much you want to like do with the things. Well, if you are rookies on Discord, like if you can't do that, then you can't do that. It's fine. It might be a shame that you can't show me your work properly, but still, I seen the cactus one is actually doing pretty well. I say again, like the spine thing, you have to like do it properly, you know, to make it like work the things that you want. Let me take a look again on the file that I just record and showed my friends. Look at stuff, video gallery and stuff, fan art, edit little things. There's quite lots of stuff working on. Oh, thank you for joining in. I haven't heard that message for a very, very long time. This is the first time I've been seeing people actually like follow me. Thank you. Ooh, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Let's disable the body. Ooh. Disable the cape. I think I still need the body. Yeah, just remove the cape. Ooh, removing the cape. Let me see a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, that's me. Let me play my music again. I'm so fucking hungry. I think I ate a little bit too early. And it's already 5, like usual my off times. So anyway, thank you very much for watching me drawing the tattoo for some reasons. Yeah, the tattoo on like characters is always one of the few like hardest thing to do, is because like, especially like there's like bandaging like all things around. It's like, I'm not complaining, it's just that I love the challenge it provide. Like you really have to try ultimately hard to actually like pull things like this to be working. You know what? As always, guys, this is what I did so far. Let's go for... Let's use this for, like, closing. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and, stay healthy, stay safe. Until next time, stay tuned on the next stream. Bye-bye.